Who's responsible for your NCAA recruiting? Let's talk about it in 20 seconds. Hello everybody, I am Michael Villavicencia, or Coach V, with University Scouting Authority. I am a recruiting coordinator in the Sacramento, California area. So today we're going to talk about who's responsible for your NCAA recruiting. Let's get to it. Number one, the NCAA itself. If you go to the NCAA website, you will clearly see they outline their mission and purpose from 7th grade, because you can start in the 7th grade. So 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th, 12th grade, first year junior college, second year junior college. Everyone should go and check out the mission statement from the NCAA, their purpose. So if you go look at the mission statement, it clearly says they want to provide a world-class experience in athletics and in academics for their student athletes to play and come and learn and foster a really healthy environment and atmosphere. So that's their purpose. They are the governing body. So all of the coaches, in this particular instance we're talking about, they govern the academics. Each one of them has, each one of the schools has academics that are governed by the NCAA, and they can't lower it, or they can't go around it, underneath it, and over it. They have tried, but when they get caught, the person normally loses everything they did by cheating. So they govern the academics, they govern the athletics. So a lot of times coaches can't go over, under, through it, or whatever. This is the governing body that says, hey, this is as far as they can go. And so anything above that, sky's the limit. Anything below that, hey, that's off limits. So they're just really the governing body to your NCAA recruiting. All right, so the NCAA is just a governing body that's here to provide you a great experience in your academic and your athletic experience playing with the NCAA. Okay, the next one is the high school administration. So a lot of times people look for their high school administration, and what are they going to do? Well, once again, let's look at the purpose of your high school administration. Okay, so district and high school administrations are there to implement, evaluate, and provide systems in place for the district. So mainly they're there to provide they're a governing body, like the NCAA is a governing body for all of the university and colleges that are working towards academics and athletics with all the student athletes. The high school administration is really the governing body for each one of the high schools, each one of the elementary schools and junior high schools. They're all just governing bodies. But your recruiting experience to college, to the university, they're there really just to help you with your academics, to make sure you meet the core courses to get into that. Not very much so when it comes to athletics. So high school administration, they're not responsible for your NCAA recruiting. The next on the list are teachers. Are teachers responsible for your NCAA recruiting? I think we all know the answer to this question. Teachers are there to meet with parents, implement a curriculum, lead and guide a student through whatever course that they're in. Math, lead them through math. History, guide them, lead them through history. Reading, writing, arithmetic, all of it involved is that whatever that teacher's job is in that area is to get you from point A to point B. Leadership in the classroom, fostering a healthy environment, but really there's not anything that's in a teacher's contract or in a teacher's curriculum to help a student athlete to get an NCAA scholarship. I think we kind of already knew that anyway, but we're going to review it over here. Teachers are not responsible for your NCAA recruiting. Okay, next are coaches. Coaches are coaches. And a lot of this is unfairly put on coaches because a lot of times coaches are teachers. And at whatever school they are, because of the budgeting for the district or whatever school you're going on, they normally don't have a former professional athlete that is coming in, or even a former NCAA athlete that's coming in and doing a coach. Normally, the coach at a high school level is a teacher. And then, so they are teaching, let's just say, reading, math. And then when their class is done, they're going to report to the baseball, and they're the baseball coach. You see that sometimes the coaches are the gym coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they have, this is a human being, a person that is filling in for, being also being in the athletics for the school as well. So a lot of times that is not in their curriculum. As that coach cannot know every single coach across the United States spectrum for all of the colleges and universities that's out there. 9 times out of 10, that coach is very familiar with the schools in and around the college and universities in and around that school, that high school, that junior high school. That's it. A lot of times they might know a few smattering here and there, but they can't get all 22 people recruited to the same school. So their scope as a teacher and as a coach can be limited in what they can do. So they'll fall back on, hey, tell you to contact the coach, which is great advice. Hey, send the coach a CD that, back in the day, or send them your video, send them your highlight video. They'll give you those ideas, which are all true, all sound, all great advice, but there's limited for them to do the entire team themselves and be a teacher and a husband, wife, etc., whatever, a parent. They got kids that are in school as well. So even adding recruiting to their plate can be a daunting task. I have coached. So I've coached football, defensive back, and I've coached soccer. Okay. So, and I've just seen parents just kind of come and look for the coach to give them some kind of tool to help them to get their player onto the next level stage. Okay. So ultimately, we went over to NCAA, not responsible. They're the governing body for the NCAA body. High school administration, they're the governing body for all of the high schools in your district, junior high schools, all the schools in your district. Then you have teachers. We knew that answer to that. They're not responsible. And coaches, it's just limited. They want to help out as much as they possibly can, but for them to pick up a phone and call a coach, hey, listen, I'm a recruiting coordinator. I can't just pick up the phone and call anytime I want. I have to follow the NCAA rules. Same thing applies for a high school coach. Same thing applies for a coach. So ultimately, the responsibility for your NCAA recruiting falls to you. It falls to you. So there's so much information out there for you to gather around. NCAA has stuff online. You can get your college bound student athlete guide. And once again, it's scoped, it really inspires you, but it doesn't really break down the nuances of recruiting. So ultimately, people are always left to go and do all of these different agencies. Now, with that being said, is that legal? There's an NCAA bylaw that governs recruiting coordinators, agencies that are going to help you to get NCAA scholarships. And that NCAA bylaw is 12.3.3.1. What it basically says is working with recruiting coordinators or talent agency does not disqualify you from being eligible for an NCAA scholarship just because you're working with them. So the bylaw is 12.3.3.1. I myself have worked for a couple of different agencies before I went off and worked on my own as a recruiting coordinator here in the Sacramento, California area. Okay, so you can do that. Those are a great source. They'll, help you to get a profile, help you with your highlight videos, educate you. Because listen, let's face it, education is 50% of recruiting. If you can get educated on what to do and when to do it and how to do it, you're halfway there than most other people. So the kids that are actually sending their information to schools, raising their hands, asking to be evaluated, saves the coach time, effort, and energy from having to go look through a catalog. So for me, when my families approach me, I tell them, hey, I'm not a catalog guy. I'm more of a proactive versus a reactive, and that's what reactive is when you wait till the last minute, you now become reactive. You got to hurry up and get everything out. I got to hurry up and do this. I got to hurry up and get that in, not really understanding the recruiting process. The person that's responsible is you, not the NCAA, Not high school administrations, not teachers, not coaches. You, just you. Even the talent agencies that you go and pay money to, they're not responsible for guaranteeing you to get NCAA scholarship. What they are doing is helping you to get exposure. So when you see max preps, all of these things that are online where people are filing and putting their profile and they're getting in, some folks get seen, some folks are not. But if you putting all your eggs into max prep, I get families, hey, I'm a fan of max preps. I'm absolutely a fan of max preps. But what I'm going to get you to do is these other steps as well. Okay, so there's a link also in here. I've created 6 PDFs. Hit that link. It's only $24.99. I believe that comes to like $4.17 per PDF. And it's going to be easy. It's going to be like start here to jumpstart. And it's going to teach you how to pick your colleges. It's going to teach you, get you set up for your ACT, SAT, ACT. It's going to talk about your academics. We're going to talk about the athletics, each one of the sports, as far as the camps and questionnaires. It's going to cover it all, okay? From what I do, what the family suggested I should do by coming online, it's there for you. $24.99, 6. And then the 7th one is actually, I went and gathered 3 of the free things that the NCAA has. So you're not being charged for that one. I went and gathered links to different things that the NCAA has that you can now click and go get and download. And with the instructions that are inside the Jumpstart Recruiting Guide, you'll be able to see what you just download. Oh, this is what that means. I think about it as like you're driving through a tunnel. You don't want to go too hard to the right, too hard to the left. You just don't want to be a jerk driving around in a tunnel. You got to stay with the flow of traffic. One mistake and you can mess up the works for everybody. Just stay in your flow and eventually you'll come out on the other side. And what we hope is there's a scholarship waiting on you. Changing the lives of student athlete, one scholarship at a time. Michael Villavicencio, University Scouting Authority, or Coach V. That's always the easiest part. And I'll see you in the next video.